All right, ladies, gentlemen, we're back again, Mitchell Port Unleashed podcast. And I am here with a popular streamer and a fan favorite of mine, Mr. iPod King Carter. How's it going, my man?
Yeah, what's up, my boy? Got kids running around over top of my head, games to get done. I think I hit level 40 last night, so I'm cool on that. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
I love it, man. I love it. So, for the first time, listeners hearing you hear the name iPod King Carter, where did it originate from, my man?
Oh wow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna condense it for you. So basically, I was at a party when I was about 15 or 16 years old, and this is like right around the time like the new iPods had first dropped. And some shorty was, throwing a little house party, and it was playing CDs. Every time somebody would jump around or something like that, the CD would skip. So, I had the aux cord from my car, so I just decided, you know what? Let me just bring this in. And I just told her, I said, yo, I can keep this joint rocking with this iPod if you just let me go ahead and play my music. And then ever since then, all around school, yo, iPod King, iPod King. And I probably never told anybody this, but it was also around the time that DJ Drama was really going crazy with the gangster grills. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
he used to call himself, the iPod King. So, a lot of people ran with it and I just kept it. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's a dope name. And of course, my last name is Carter.
I love it. I love it. You talk about DJ drama. What's your favorite gangster grill?
Ooh, dedication.
Which
I'm
one?
still I'm still in between one and two, but I'm going to go with one. I'm going to go with one. A
Okay.
lot of people love two, mainly because he was going crazy with the features and you know what I mean, Carter 3 and all that stuff. So it's like a lot of people love the second one, but I like the
Of
first one.
course. Good old Wayne. You think we're gonna get another gangster grills from Wayne anytime soon or no?
Believe it or not, DJ Drama actually has been picking up some steam as far as it goes, being in the limelight and stuff like that, simply because one of his artists, Jack Harlow, just dropped the album. So we all just waiting to see what the speculation going to be because he did one with Jim Jones. You know what I mean? So it's like he might come around the block. You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
I hear you. We need to get a iPod King Carter DJ drama gangster
Oh
grills of some
man, I
sort coming
can't
out
I
too,
can't
man.
rap to save my life. Like,
You can do it from the video game standpoint though,
I
brother.
mean, yeah, that might be a vibe. That might be a vibe. But I gotta figure out what platform to put it on. I ain't trying to get no copyrights, man.
I feel you. So you're big in the video games and the streaming world and things like that.
Yes, sir.
When was the first time you picked up a video game console, and what was that first game you played?
It's gonna have to be the first Nintendo, the big box boy. You know what I'm saying? Back when you
Mhm.
still had to blow them cartridges. The first game I ever played was Metroid. A lot of people will probably say, their first game was Mario or something like. Not me. I was into the shooters. I've been into the shooters for a long time now. It's just I haven't never based my content solely around that. But shooters are really, really near and dear to my heart. And Metroid was one of the first. Like even now, Apex Legends is my favorite video game right now, and a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Well, you got to watch your stream, and I'm an Apex guy myself.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
What's
But
your
I
rank?
put it down. I'm like what in the 500 or something like that.
Oh no, I'm talking about like Masters, Gold, Diamond.
I don't know. I don't, dude. I
You
have
don't do
stopped
rank?
playing for.
Oh.
No man. Fortnite is now taking over my life again.
Is that because of no building?
No building. I don't have time to build, bro.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
No, no, for sure, for sure. So, who's your character in Apex?
My main is Bloodhound simply because I have his heirloom. I have his heirloom skin. But a lot of people love when I play Lifeline and Loba. They're like my two alternates for sure.
I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Maybe catch you on the flip side and maybe play a game or two. You
Hey,
know what
let
I
me
mean?
know. Apex is cross plat, so we don't have no trouble there. I'm always in my Discord. Simple. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do is set up the time. You know what I mean?
All right, let's definitely do it for sure. So, when it comes to video games and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What moved you into streaming? And I know you're big in the 2K community. When did that start for you and things like that?
Honestly, streaming started in 2012, I believe, about 2012 to 2013. what ended up happening was we were playing NBA 2K13, and we were playing something called Blacktop. Now, it was very early stages. This is back when Twitch was just in TV, and I was streaming on YouTube. And, I was streaming here and there, you know what I mean? But I was really into the making of my career content. And then eventually over the years, people wanted video content that from my side of things, they wanted my opinion, they wanted my tutorial help and my breakdowns of certain things that were in the game. They didn't really care for my entertaining content simply because it's high edited, which means it takes longer. You may put out one video every 2 months because of high energy, high edits and stuff like that with all these like magical things going on. And people were like, nah, man, we just want that tutorial work. So I moved over into streaming, and then eventually, I think about 2016, I was like, you know what, let me try out this Twitch thing. And I tried Twitch for about a year, got partnered, you know what I mean? And then in 2018, literally got a call from John Ema over at Facebook Gaming. He was like, yo, bro, we got something magical going on over here. You know what I'm saying? He literally called my phone and was like, man, we got the opportunity of a lifetime. I was like, okay, tell me all about it. And that's why now I would consider myself still the content creator, but I am a professional streamer now. I'm saying on that side.
I love that. I love that. So making that switch from a 9 to 5,
Mhm,
right, to this content creation world,
mhm.
what was one of the biggest questions you had to ask yourself when you first stepped into it? Did you feel that was going to be this successful for you?
Believe it or not, I still look at this as a hobby. Some people
Okay.
would some people would look at it as, their end all be all, but I have about 9 sources of income. And what I look at from the content creation slash streaming side of it is I get to do what I want as far as play video games, have fun with my friends, not worry about my wife being down my neck because I am making an effort to make some income out of it, whether it's helping the household, whether it's helping some addiction I have, such as like buying electronics or something like that. You know what I mean? And I'm not really a sneaker guy. I got a couple sneakers behind me, but everybody has their vices, right?
Hmm.
So then it became one of those things where it was like, okay, if I'm gonna be biding my time, what will I do with my regular job? Now, I may be one of the only content creators that I guess hit a milestone mark as far as subscribers, viewers, subs, or whatever that still holds their regular job simply because this YouTube content creation slash Twitch streamer slash Facebook gaming streamer and content creator slash Instagram reel maker slash TikToker, none of these things provide three things that we know for sure. It doesn't provide medical, it doesn't provide dental, and it does not provide a certain amount of income for hours worked every 2 weeks. That's what it doesn't provide. Now, some people will say, "Oh man, you got to give up the things, the small things to go for your big dream." Not necessarily. My job actually supplements my big dream. I can be anywhere, any state within hours. I can literally go across the country. I can go international for a very low amount of money simply because I work in an airport. I work for an airline, which gives me the ability to pop up. I'm actually going to be traveling to Beverly Hills on Thursday. Then I have to fly back home. Once I get back home Friday, go to a wedding, then fly to Indianapolis on Saturday. So like my schedule is ever changing simply because I can be anywhere. It's different when you say, your location pin on Twitter when it says like worldwide. I had that for about a year and nobody understood why mine said worldwide. It's like, yo, tell me where you from. Tell me where you from. It's no, I can be anywhere. That's why I put it in my bio so that businesses and companies understand when they reach out to me, they ask me the question, hey, we noticed your bio says worldwide. Where do you originate from? Oh, well, I originate from Pennsylvania, but if you need me to be anywhere in a few hours, I can be there, no problem. And also, little quick tip, you can charge companies the fare that it would cost for tickets and stuff like that on the back end while getting myself out there for free. So, king size bed, better hotel, you know what I mean? Write offs.
I love it, man. I love it. And see, this is the fun part of this. We don't really we see the streaming, we see the conversation pieces with the fans and things like that, and people that are watching you. but we never get to see that little side. So it's like it's good to hear that. You know what I mean? Because hey, you're a man doing what you love to do and things like that. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, I would tell anybody this. When it comes to making money, if you feel like you're at a specific status or you feel like you deem something to be not worth it or you're too good for, that tells me that you don't have the drive to succeed. Because I guarantee you, every actor or actress, movie star, sports player, anybody has told you any story. Hey, I did Uber before. Hey, I tried Instacart before. Hey, I worked at a fast food joint. People will tell you these things because they want to keep it all the way real with you. Sometimes your dreams are dreams. Yes, you're working hard at that goal for it, but you have to have something to support that dream. Without working at the airport, I wouldn't have afforded a laptop to get me started. I wouldn't have afforded a mic or being able to buy every game, and even sometimes getting games early for a higher price. I wouldn't have been able to afford that stuff if I wasn't working. You know what I mean? Just imagine me looking over at my used to be girlfriend, now my wife, saying, "Yeah, so instead of this formula, right? Can I spend this 60 over here? Instead of them Pampers, let me spend the 60." Nah, man. So you have to, work for, what I mean, your dream and your aspirations and your entrepreneurship, because at the end of the day, it's all a goal and you have to work towards it step by step.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, what's one of the adversities you had to overcome when it comes to streaming, creating this content and things like that? Because I take it you don't do your own edits, do you? Because if you do,
Yes.
that's impressive.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a one stop
Okay.
shop. So I can do my own thumbnails, I can do my own edits, and I can, like, remember, I started back when, like, I'm a dinosaur. You know what I mean? So when it comes to content creation, I used to watch people like Chris Smooth. I used to watch people like Shakedown 2012. And, I've even watched, people like Woody's Gamer Tag, X Jaws. Like, you know what I mean? Full circle, whether it was shooters, sports, you know what I mean? Watching the Madden guys and stuff like that. So it's like, for me, editing was always something that I wanted to keep learning. So when I started out, there was this program called Sony Vegas. Every big content creator had to have it. You had to have it. And eventually, yeah, I stepped into it. Then I tried to find faster ways to edit, whether it would be Power Director, iMovie, and then I found Final Cut Pro. And iPodkingCarter, Apple, that's what you think. I got a Mac behind me. I got, matter of fact, it's a laptop under that blurry shoebox right there. That's an iMac. I mean, a MacBook as well. Whenever I'm on the go, that's what I edit on. Like, literally, man, Final Cut Pro is life. And plus Adobe Photoshop. That's where I make all my thumbnails. But yeah, I will reach out to some freelancers. You know what I mean? From time to time when I feel like there's a piece of content that I know for sure I can't get my vision clear, and because I know that it takes a certain type of expertise, and I'll just pay them for it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, say I edit 12 videos, but for my special 13th video, it might cost me $150 to hire an editor. It may be $30 to hire a thumbnail maker. Well, I've clearly made that off of all the rest of those videos. So it's a supplement thing. If this is your hobby or business, depending on how you look at it, you have to invest in things. You can't just hoard all the money, go buy a Gucci belt and a Lambo and all these things, and then 2 months later you're like looking around like, dang, where did it all go? It didn't go into the content. You know what I mean? Because people will see a upgrade in your content over the years. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
No, absolutely. So, best 2K game. I feel like this is like the $1 million question. What would you say is the best 2K game, man? Like you've been involved with the 2K games, the community and things like that.
I'm gonna
What would you
have to
say?
say that the best overall game, as far as the least amount of glitches, gameplay, animation that you get locked into, and things that could potentially break a game, would probably have to be 2K19. If we're talking about best overall customizing and having control as far as everything that you do with your player, 2K11. Because remember, 2K11 used to have skill points. They didn't have
Mm-hmm.
VC back then. So people didn't have to worry about breaking their pockets in order to upgrade their players. And if we're talking about overall fun, man, I'm gonna have to say 2K15 was probably the most fun I've had, and then right behind that would be 2K19 for sure. I know a
Okay.
lot of people they talk about 2K16 and they talk about 2K17, but boy, oh boy, when I talk about canned animation, I can go on for hours. I just when you see those things, it disgusts you because you are a nitpicker and you're so intricate with the details that it just made the game unplayable for me at times. And over the last couple years, especially with like 20, 21, 22, people used to bring up like why they don't like old 2Ks, and people put the Paul George loading screen. Oh man, 2K17, you used to be there for about 15 minutes talking to Paul. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It's things like that that the nostalgia gets us because it's like, yo, I remember being at the park every year on this game. But then it's like, man, I used to hate when, and then all the nostalgic stuff comes up. So, we could talk about
Yeah,
that for hours, man, for
I
sure.
know. I feel like with me, one of the best 2Ks was the one the Jordan challenges. The
Yeah,
Jordan
that's
challenges was
11. Yep, that's
that was
11.
11,
Yeah, that
right?
was the
And
create a legend, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you this: like I was talking about the other day. People were like, "Remember they got to do the 3-point shots? It was like 6 threes in the half, and how hard that was for people and stuff like that." I'm like, some of them challenges were nerve wracking. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, and things like
Yeah,
that.
you got
Though,
to cheat that computer, man.
of course, right? No, for sure. What do you What do you think if there's one thing you could speak on the community, right? What do you think is missing from the 2K community that's
Mm.
not maybe with the communities like Apex or the Fortnites of the world or the Call of Duties of the world, right?
Um,
What do you think is missing? What do you think they need to bring in?
in all honesty, and what I believe this simply because we are at a impasse. Because with sports games, they come out every single year, and it feels like sometimes you only have 6 months to 9 months with the game. But what I've noticed is over the last couple of years, we have much more hate than we have like actual criticism and conducted like inducing the devs to say, hey, if you fix these couple things, maybe we might have a little bit more fun. I feel like everybody is like aboard the hate train and boycott this, and you know what I mean? That also doesn't help when everybody's clicked up, which means this click has their set of like 8 creators, and they have their set of 8 creators, but nobody ever intertwines. Nobody ever is playing together. Nobody is talking to each other on a day to day basis, whether that's gaming and stuff. And I noticed it like back in like 2K18 and 19. I remember coming into 19. I was playing with my boy Agent 00, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to him. I was like, "Yo, man, it's really good to have you back on the game and stuff." He was like, "Yo, Pod, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know how long I'm gonna be on this game." Like he's like, "I'm already over it." I was like, "Dang, we've been playing for about 30 minutes, and a game just dropped." I'm like, "Darn!" But it's like if a game like 2K can't keep creators' attention span, it's not going to keep everybody else's, because the videos that are going to come out are videos that talk about why they don't like the game or why they don't want to play it or why their friends aren't playing it. So everybody's making this content and this narrative like the game's boring, the game's dead. And I promise you, when people use that term dead or like, it's canceled or, you know what I mean? Something like that. It's like, man, that hurts. You know what I mean? Because for the inner child in me, it's like, yo, how can I worry about what thousands, even sometimes hundreds of thousands of people are saying and still have fun? You know what I mean? It's really hard to do that. So what I tell myself is every year, whether it be any game that I play, I will go for daily challenges. So for instance, with NBA 2K22, they have the seasons. Now, of course, this is very bare bones. If anybody remembers 2K14 next gen when they came over to PS4, things
Mm-hmm.
things were so different. You know what I mean? It was like the game you was looking at it like, bro, this game is bare bones as heck. Like, what am I playing? Like, there's nothing here. There's no real content here because all of the old content, I mean, was on like PS2 and stuff, and I'm sorry, PS3 and stuff. So, for PS5, they got 2 years in. The third year is coming up. When we think about the big, huge content changes, we had to wait for 2K18 and 19, late. You know what I mean? We had 14, 15, 16, and 17 all on PS4. Yeah, the content got a little bit better, but they changed the whole scope of things with 18, 19. So now that 23 is about to come out, we may see a different type of battle pass type style from 2K, but the community is crying about, well, let me not say crying because, people try to get me, but
Yeah.
they are worried that there's not enough content inside of the seasons. And they have to understand the season stuff is free. That's the only thing 2K gave us that we did not have to pay for. What's going to happen when next season or next year, I'm sorry, is going to have to be paid? You know what I mean? And it's going to have scales where, like with Call of Duty, Apex, yeah, you have the regular season stuff, but you have all this nice little paid stuff. What's going to happen when you have to pay for that stuff? Will there be another uproar? Will people accept it? Or will people be on the fence about it until they see every reward every season? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough.
And I think that there's that element to it that makes it fun. You look at all the top streamers that play Fortnite or Apex or Call of Duty. To pay for the battle passes, it's a good thing because it's a good reward system. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we want to get the most of the game. Like, yeah, I get we pay, 60, 70, $80 for a game right now. You know what I mean? And then you got to pay another $10 or $15 and this and that. So I always feel
Another
like
100.
another 100, right? That's another 100. It's crazy, right? So, but I get it. You get the longevity of the game because I feel like some of these games now we're frisbeeing some of these games within a couple months.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
yo,
You
like
know?
the new Call of Duty, nobody really plays it. Still just play Warzone. You know what I mean? Apex and Fortnite are the only two games that stand the test of time right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Other than that, like Call of Duty, when people don't realize that's a three studio game. Like three different studios make an iteration of that game. Fortnite and Apex are by EA and Epic Games. You know what I'm saying? So like you really gotta think about it. Like EA has something that they can hold on to. You know what I mean? For the last couple of years. And Epic Games, of course, is Epic Games. They change the engine all the time. They have different collabs with different artists. Like that's another thing that's missing from NBA 2K is literally the branding is there as far as like clothing drops and stuff like that. But having like real deal collabs, you know what I mean, is major. Like imagine people actually being able to play with a certain player in game. You know what I mean? Like that's what people will probably want. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I would love to play as Travis Scott at the park as a mascot skin. You know what I mean? You'll probably have a whole bunch of Travis
Hmm.
Scotts running around. His new album drops, so like he got all these clothes that like it's like man, I give up so many ideas, but I understand it's also consulting too. You know what I mean?
No, no, absolutely.
Oh, hold on one second.
So, what does work life video game balance mean for you? And when do you find all the time? There's 24 hours in a day. You
Um,
speak about wife, kids, video games. What does that balancing look like to just to keep everything sane and keep everything happy, my brother?
okay. Let's take today for instance. I woke up at 6:30. That's when the first alarm went off. I got up in an uproar thinking the world was about to end because of my son's spring formal. So I'm thinking, oh my God, spring formal was the day you're supposed to be out the house at 7:15 in the morning. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Right. But on a normal day, 6:30 to about 7:45, that's preparing kids time. After I drop them off, I get back home about 8 a.m. That time where my wife is home, it's her decision on if she's going to be cleaning for the morning or if we're going to spend the day together. This morning we spent the day together and we got home about I would say 2:10. In about 35 minutes after that, the kids got to get picked up. So it's one of those things where it's like, hey babe, I got a podcast to do. You got to go get the kids and I got to, I'm saying, come down here. After the podcast is over, I have to go to a dance for my daughter, and she's gonna be dressed up. So I have to be there at 6 o'clock. When I get back home, which will probably be about maybe 8:30, is gonna determine how many hours I do for my contract with Facebook Gaming. So in about a month's time, they have about 120 hours that you have to do. And I'll probably knock out, let's say, 3 hours. and those 3 hours will be done. And by the time I get done, it'll probably be 11:30, 12. And I'll probably go upstairs, take a shower, probably get into bed about 12:30, and maybe around 5:15 or 5:30, depending on if my wife is taking me to work or if I'm taking myself. That alarm will go off, and now it's time to go to the airport. So once I get off the airport, which probably be about 12:30 tomorrow, as soon as I touch down home from 1:30 until I would say 9 p.m. to 9:30, all work, all streaming, whether I gotta do one or two platforms, as well as recording content for YouTube. And how many ever games I feel like playing that day, because I'm already level 40 on 2K. I'm already level 110 on the Battle Pass on Apex. So now I get to have fun for the next couple of days until the new season starts. So yeah, that's just how my schedules are. So it's always a balance to it, as well as, let me throw this in there. Sorry. Tuesday is Doctor Strange 2 movie night. So I'm gonna come home, maybe stream for about 1:30 to about 4:30. Go see that. Probably make it back home about 8:30, and probably stream until about 12:30, and then do the same thing all over again. So yeah,
I feel you.
I just I literally like I unplug, go upstairs, come back down, plug back in, clock back in. It's like it's just it's one of those things that my wife is really good at doing. She balances me, and because we have so many things going on. Like if I show you my calendar, I could just just keep just swiping, and it's just bars of like things where it's like I literally have a 15-minute window to do this. Like it's so crazy because trying to get on this call at 3 o'clock on the dot, I'm just in the bathroom like, nah, man, I gotta brush my teeth. I just got done eating Outback. I got to get the asparagus out my teeth. So it was like, listen, he's gonna be okay with me being 5 minutes late. He has to be.
No, man,
Yeah, so.
It's all good. Always, always, man. And that's what I love about this space, man, because you get to learn so many great things about the people in this world of influence in video games, content creation, doing some amazing, powerful things, man.
Hey, man,
I appreciate
we all
you.
trying, man. We all trying.
Yes,
You're
sir.
doing the same thing here, man. We all trying, bro. Rap.
Absolutely.
It's really a journey, and I feel like as a content creator, a lot of people, they get in it for monetary reasons and don't be realizing like, yo, you have to feel like this is a blessing to be able to do this, because what some people don't understand is a lot of people go through life just 9 to 5s, what I mean, stuff like that, and when it's all said and done, they're forgotten. What you have to understand is your family and even generations after that will have content to look back on to understand what type of person you were and what your values were. So your great 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 grandchildren can look back on this content like, my great 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 grandpa was hilarious. Like, you know what I mean? I would love for like my dad to have a beard like he did. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like, Dad, when are you gonna look like great 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 grandpa's, you know what I mean, picture? Like when you're gonna go bald. So it's like things like that future you have to look forward to. You know what I mean? Like it's like, man, will you be remembered after it's all said and done? And with content creation, you have a huge chance to be remembered.
No, I feel you. One last question I'm gonna ask you, and I feel like your son, he plays 2K also too.
Oh no, he Fortnite.
Who do? Oh, you're Fortnite. You don't play 2K?
Not no more. I whooped him too many times.
Well, see, that was what I was gonna say, but now you kind of let the cat out the bag. I was about to say is like, is he gonna take over from you? I feel like if he learns from the teacher, he could perfect the game, right?
I put it to you like this: Polo is his own person, and when it comes to Fortnite, I would never challenge him in a 1v1. He will literally do bad things to me. We've already established this. Everybody in the cell squad, Chase, Ricky, Trey, Raunchy, and Ken, they already understand. Do not accept any invites from my son's Fortnite lobby, because you're gonna get wrecked every single time.
For real.
Also, for him, it's like me when I was growing up. You know what I mean? I've been working since I was 9 years old. I don't know what it was like to be a kid. I could barely remember any of it because work literally merges into so much of my memories. You know what I mean? So I remember all of my work memories being hilarious and having fun with and building friendships on a workforce. But for my son, I want him to just be a kid. You know what I mean? Like we had a conversation on stream just 2 days ago. I think I was live on Twitch, and I was just asking him because there's this brand out there called Humble Hoodies, and they're like really big in Philadelphia right now. And he was like, "Dad, you know, I asked mine about me a Humble hoodie. They're like $75 to $100 hoodies," and I'm like, "Dude, it's May. Why do you need a hoodie?" You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh well, you know, I want this hoodie," and I'm like, "Hey, let me tell you something. You just spent $400 on some Jordan 4 Red Thunders, but you want your mom to spend another $100 on you for a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? After she took you shopping, after your birthday, like, bro, your birthday was in April. It's May, dude. Like, if you want to have these vices and these addictions to like clothing and stuff, you're gonna have to find something else to supplement because our plan is to put you through high school, and that tuition is not cheap. You know what I mean? Those school uniforms is not cheap. That athletic football wear or whatever extracurricular programs you're gonna be in will not be cheap. You know what I mean? So like for us, it's like, man, we can't supplement. You know, you wanting a $300-400 pair of sneakers, $100 hoodies, $120 jeans. Like, nope, you are still a kid. So you're gonna be a kid unless you decide you want to get a job and supplement that. Because of course, once you get a job, you won't have to pay any bills here. But maybe that'll be pocket change for you to indulge in some things that you want for yourself. Because I always tell my wife, let my son be him. You know what I mean? If you let him be him, he'll show you who he is. He'll let you know how caring he is, as well as you give him the decision to make his own choices. And within doing that, you let him stumble, you let him fall. You know what I mean? Let him get back up. You know what I mean? Because I feel like nowadays everybody wants to kind of control their children, and that's why rebellion is so high because you're trying to control them. You're not letting them make the decision for themselves. What you're saying is, hey, stay away from them, but you have to let them know, like, hey, I don't like this about this person, and this is why I don't like them. Not, oh man, I'm going to chill with them because my mom said, I'm saying I can't be out here, but I'm defying my mom. You know what I mean? So let the children make their decision because they were raised right. You know what I mean? So that's what it really comes down to.
No, so true. Well said, man. Well said. You know, learning lessons from iPodkingCarter himself.
Hey man, listen, my son 14, bro. I done been through it all almost.
I feel you, my man. I feel you. So where can everybody check you out? You know, check out your content, check out the YouTube, you know.
So as far as all content goes, I'm on every platform. You can go to iPodkingCarter.com. I have all of my social links there. If you want to learn about building your credit, we have a link there as well. If you want to learn about investing, the stock market, retirement accounts, we have that for you as well. And if you want to be somebody like me, whether it's a streamer or a content creator, we also have kits and budget setups and all of that nonsense. And if you also want like a $17,000 studio setup, you got links for that too. Yeah, sure.
Damn. All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. And,
Appreciate you.
you know, great that we could set this up and have this conversation and have this dialogue. And I'll keep watching your streams and all that good stuff, my brother.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the back and forth emails. Like, I mean, I know through this pod, you're like,
Worry
yeah,
about
this
it.
dude definitely. It sounds like you busy as hell. Like, bro, it's crazy because, bro, like literally, I'll push something off to management and say, yo, I need y'all to handle this. Crickets. And then I gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's why I just did the 1-on-1 because I know a pod's not hard to schedule and a pod isn't hard to record. So I'm like, why is this not set up and got done? So I just took it into my own hands and said, you know what, let me get this right, let me get this done. So I appreciate you for being patient with me as well.
Hey, man, it's love. It's love. You got to have patience, especially in this space. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because there's a lot that goes on.
Real rap. I'm still trying to figure out how the heck. Oh man, it's Monday. Yeah. Okay. Another schedule thing just came up.
I feel you, brother. Hey, man, nothing but love for you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.